You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Okay, let's get into it. We've got a stack of recent sources here, and we're going to pull out the key stuff from tech and business. Fast-paced world, right?
Okay.
So our mission is to get you up to speed quickly, maybe find a few surprising things along the way.
Exactly. And connect the dots a bit, not just what's happening, but maybe why it matters in the bigger picture.
Right. So first up, market dynamics.
Mhm.
There's this company, PostHog, raised $70 million doing, well, pretty much the opposite of standard sauce thinking.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Okay.
Open source, really generous free tiers.
Wow.
They even cut prices.
Which is kind of wild. What does that signal, do you think?
Well, it shows there's still room to challenge the norms. That whole open source approach, building trust before chasing revenue, it creates this community moat. It definitely pushes back against that typical VC pressure of grow at all costs.
Yeah.
Shows innovation can look different.
Okay, sticking with market shifts, the Robotaxi situation getting pretty intense.
Yeah.
Waymo and Uber team up in Austin, and bam, Lyft loses 7 points of market share, just like that.
Right, in just months. Shows how powerful those exclusive deals can be.
But then you've got Tesla, rumored launch for their full self-driving FSD tech, June 22nd.
Yeah, but the public sentiment is tricky.
Very tricky. Like 77% of people saying they wouldn't use it, and almost half think it should be illegal. That's a tough starting point.
It really underscores that divide, doesn't it? Between the tech capability or potential capability and actual public trust.
Yes.
Partnerships can grab market share quickly, sure, but getting widespread adoption for autonomy, especially if it feels unproven, that's a whole other challenge. It's about trust, really.
Yeah, trust is key. Okay, let's connect that to market sentiment overall. Cloud software earnings. Saw some interesting numbers.
We did. Q1 of 25, net new ARR.
Yeah.
Well, it dropped 28% year over year.
Ouch. But wait, the Q2 guidance tells a different story.
Exactly. Suddenly, 67% of companies are guiding above what the analysts expected.
So is the worst over? Is sentiment genuinely turning, or is it just, a bounce after a bad quarter?
That's the big question, isn't it? It suggests the slowdown might be easing for the industry. But sustained growth, that's going to depend on the wider economy catching up with that optimism, I think.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Away from market numbers, more into psychology. Why do we sometimes freeze up when we're about to buy something, even stuff we actually want?
The buy now button paralysis, yeah.
Our sources mention this fear avoidance model. Basically, the fear of potential pain, like buyer's remorse or hassle, is actually a stronger deterrent than experiencing some actual pain.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That anticipated negative feeling holds us back more powerfully.
Yeah. And one company apparently uses $1 trials to kind of short-circuit that fear loop.
Right, that makes perfect sense. It's about lowering the perceived risk. That tiny commitment, $1, it reframes the whole decision. Makes the first step feel safe, not like this huge leap. It really highlights how much our human psychology plays into seemingly rational choices.
Totally. And speaking of smart choices, or maybe not so smart ones, we looked into different kinds of smart.
Ah, yes. The long-term capital management collapse is a classic example there.
Right. Super smart people, Nobel laureates even, but things went spectacularly wrong. What's the takeaway?
Well, it shows that raw intelligence isn't enough. You need to connect ideas across different fields, balance that confidence with a healthy dose of paranoia.
And be able to tell the story, right? Communicate effectively.
Exactly. It makes you think critically about how intelligence gets applied. Multiple viewpoints are crucial, especially when the stakes are high.
So how does this relate to leadership then? We often hear micromanagement is terrible, full stop.
Yeah, but maybe it's more nuanced. The idea here is that good leaders might actually use micromanagement strategically. Not all the time, obviously. But, to model specific standards, drive focus on really critical things for a short period. Then you balance it out with delegation. It's about knowing when to zoom in.
Interesting. Okay, last section. Operations and talent. Getting things done right.
The groundwork stuff.
Yeah, the often boring stuff that turns out to be critical. Like, if you're aiming for a quick acquisition, being exit ready.
Having your ducks in a row.
Right, like having your ARR waterfalls, your recurring revenue forecasts, all reconciled and clear, knowing exactly who owns which KPI.
It sounds basic, but it makes a huge difference. That example of Flywheel's CFO closing a deal in sub 1 days, that speed is only possible if the operational house is in order.
That boring operational discipline unlocks speed and opportunity.
Precisely. It's the secret sauce for agility, and it definitely impacts valuation, being ready before the chance appears.
And what about hiring? Specifically that first numbers person,
Yeah.
data analyst, finance person,
Uh,
whatever you call them.
Right. The tendency is to just hire a SQL wizard, someone amazing at building dashboards.
Yeah, pretty dashboards. But the insight is that's not enough.
No. You need someone who solves the right business problems. Not just visualize data, but understand what questions need answering and how that data leads to solutions.
So problem solving over just technical skill makes sense. And that applies to managing managers too, this idea of skip leads.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just focus on the person directly managing a team. Their manager, the skip level manager, plays a really vital role too. They're crucial for hiring good managers in the first place, coaching them, and dealing with performance issues if they arise.
Mhm.
It ensures quality leadership filters down.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit today, some surprising market strategies, the psychology behind our decisions, and why that operational and talent stuff really matters.
Yeah, pulling it all together, it seems like success today really needs that mix, doesn't it? Bold strategy, sure, but also understanding people and, well, just executing meticulously.
So plenty to think about there. What really stood out to you listening today? Anything here that might change how you approach things or just how you see the landscape around us? Definitely keep mulling those questions over.
You've been listening to The Vocal Technologist. Tune in next time.